Hey, what's up, you guys? This is Movie Critic Rob here with the Movie Channel, and today I have a special treat for you. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity where a movie releases its director's cut mere months after the movie was released in theaters, where now you have both the theatrical cut and the director's cut floating around for purchase. Now, we all know the backlash that this movie has gotten. We all have been very much aware of all of the things surrounding this movie. So for a lot of us that wanted to enjoy the movie, myself included, there was a sense that the ultimate cut could better that. Because the digital copy was released, I think, about 4 days ago or something like that. And therefore, a lot of people hit the net with their reactions. People publicly apologizing to Zack Snyder and the like. And I wanted to experience that for myself. So I went to one of my favorite stores to buy movies at, FYE, for your entertainment. And I pre-ordered the Blu-ray combo pack and got my digital copy yesterday. And I watched it today. Does it hold up? Does it make it better? We're going to find out right now. So let's do this. One thing that I really appreciated about the ultimate cut, and I'm going to compare it to the theatrical cut, okay? Oh, by the way, this is my review, my movie review called My Thoughts On. It's my second viewing movie review. I know it's technically a different cut of the film, but I thought this would be a good time to talk about it. Spoilers included. There's really, I'm not, when I say spoilers, I'm going to talk about the spoilers of the theatrical cut, because all the ultimate cut does is flesh out the theatrical cut. So with that in mind, let's push along and let's get this down. So like I just said, the theatrical cut felt rushed in some points. It felt like it was cutting forth too rapidly, and it really was jarring to me when I was watching the movie. To its detriment as well, if you were unlucky enough to see, like I did, the second trailer for this movie, pretty much everything in this movie got spoiled. Therefore, when I sat down to this 2.5-hour film, expecting there to be much more than what this trailer had just shown me, and being disappointed, I got angrier and angrier by the second. By the time that the end credits rolled, as you know, because I made this all aware in my review of the theatrical cut, I was livid. I hated this film. But like I said, when the review started pouring in of the ultimate cut and how it made it so much better, I wanted to take a look at this, and I wanted to genuinely like it, like I wanted to genuinely like the theatrical cut. I mean, come on. When has Batman and Superman and Wonder Woman and Lex Luthor and all the other myriad of characters they throw at you ever been on the screen before and done well? This was done well. Now, before I get, how about you said that you hated it? Here's what I mean. It was done with money behind it, because before you got, the campy this, campy that, because superheroes were always campy before people started taking them seriously with Batman Begins and Iron Man. But before that, when Batman, besides the Tim Burton Batmans, there really wasn't any good superhero movies to watch. There weren't really any good superhero movies to watch. And unlike the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which has been thriving now since 2008, we had not seen some of the most iconic heroes of all time, and that you can't debate me on that. Batman and Superman are two of the most econic, most recognizable heroes of our time, and to finally get them to have their time in the sunshine was something that I was ecstatic for. I had seen, we all saw what Christopher Nolan was able to do with the Batman Begins, Dark Knight, and Dark Knight Rises, that trilogy, and as well what Zack Snyder had shown us 3 years ago with Man of Steel. And I liked all of those films. I have my iffy things about each of those films, but this is the first time we have seen the Caped Crusader versus the Son of Krypton come together in a film. And there's a lot of expectation riding on that, not just from me, but from everybody. And you know, you try to, and I tell you all this, that I try to go and watch a movie with no expectations. I genuinely wanted to enjoy this movie. I went into the theater, I was giddy, I was like, oh my gosh, this is finally happening. And you know what happened? So the extended edition, the Ultimate Cut, which was Zack Snyder's original vision for what he wanted to release. It was basically what he wanted to release to the general audience. It should have been released in that format. Everything was explained to the point where I was satisfied. They made it very evident that this is Batman now, a different Batman than what has been patrolling the streets of Gotham for 20 years. And I like that because, you know, the golden rule of Batman, you do not kill. And when you show the murder of the parents, I figured, okay, then this is going to weigh in a lot. But I like how in this cut, the Ultimate Cut, they took their time to tell you, hey, that Batman was the Batman you know, but with all the stuff that's been in his life, with the death of Jason Todd and all the stuff he's seen, the Joker who's been running amok in Gotham, and now the appearance of metahumans, which make him virtually obsolete. Not Batman, and you know, because he defeats Superman in the battle. But you know, he's starting to think these are people that can't be matched. This is a threat level that I am gonna have trouble dealing with. And what if these metahumans, what if they're more? What if they, look at what they did to a metropolis. This is one city and the Indian Ocean. What could these creatures do if they decided to turn on us? And I liked that being in the Ultimate Cut, they put Nightmare, and because, you know, because it was extended and they added some stuff, Nightmare now made sense to me. I didn't get Nightmare, I didn't understand it, but I finally understood it. It was basically Injustice. If you played the game Injustice: Gods Among Us, it's pretty much what you get. It's what if Superman went off his rocker and just set up a totalitarian system based off of him as the ruling person. And that was, and I like it because it complemented what we had just heard about Batman, who now does not know what to do. He's frantic. He is a Batman that he believes in what he's been doing, but he believes in himself to be ineffective, especially now with the rise of these metahumans that can kill human beings. Now he is not the person or the creature that they fear most anymore. It is now this man dressed in red, white, and blue spandex or whatever the material, Kryptonian material. They now have him to fear, and now he's becoming like the second class. Oh, it's Batman. At the same time, people do fear him, and you do get that sense in the movie where he does up his game because of Man of Steel, and we see a Batman that has felt the need to go against his code and kill, and Batman has killed in the past, but he hasn't outright killed people, if that makes sense. Like he kills by proxy, and he doesn't like go out and shoot somebody in the face or snap somebody's neck like he does in Nightmare. But Nightmare, that was designed to make him loose because it was a dream sequence. Now, so with all that in mind, I like what they did with Batman. Wonder Woman, I loved Wonder Woman in the theatrical cut, and I love Wonder Woman here now. I think that Gal Gadot does an excellent job, and I cannot wait to see Wonder Woman's solo film with Chris Pine. And I like Chris Pine too. So Ben Affleck did, and I know I would say Batman. I love Batman. I'm a Batman fan, so I will say Batman instead of Ben Affleck. But Ben Affleck does a really good job, and he's done a really good job as portraying both sides, Bruce Wayne and Batman. And keep in mind, this is a Batman that is sort of off his rocker. Henry Cavill portraying Superman, I thought this again, they justified a lot of things that weren't in the theatrical cut. One thing that caught my attention in particular was the fact that they made the point to say that the chair with the explosion in it had lead. Lex Luthor had lined it with lead. That was great because now it makes sense. Why didn't Superman see the chair? Why didn't he see the bomb? He has X-ray vision. We know that. We saw it in Man of Steel. It's canon in this DCEU that he can do that when we've seen it. So why didn't he see it? And I like that they explained it there. A lot of the gaps in the theatrical cut, I think everything that I had a problem with, I mean, yes, I didn't like Lex Luthor. I don't really like him now, but I like him a little better. Seeing this the second time, everything that I had a gripe with the exception of Luthor, was explained beautifully, and it led to me enjoying the movie because it justified everything that they had changed from what I know to be Batman, what I know to be Superman, and what I know to be that universe. So I appreciated the film much more. I think if this was the edition that Zack Snyder had been allowed to release by Warner Brothers originally in theaters, I would not have had really a gripe with this movie, with the exception of Lex Luthor's casting. And even the theatrical or the Ultimate Cut went as far as to say that this is Lex Luthor Jr., who is now going to Arkham Asylum, which I'm like, oh my god, yes. So, we may even see the real Lex Luthor down the line at some point. I think this goes to show, and I think Warner Brothers should take a cue here to learn this. Go with the director's instinct. I mean, if you've banked on him for what he's done so far, let him do what he wants to do. Some of the best films that have ever been released, Titanic, Avatar, and I'm talking monetary based, have been more than 2.5 hours long. I don't see why they did that and they shot themselves in the foot by not giving us this version, which is a superior version, in theaters. That's really all I have to say. I mean, it was really expounding upon points that had been cut out because of editing, and seeing them back in really helped me enjoy this film even more. I remember mentioning to you in this channel that I was going to make a private edit. Not needed at all. I like everything in the Ultimate Edition. It alleviates every gripe that I had. I mean, yeah, there's still some funky stuff like, how did the computer allow him to make Doomsday? But I bought it. It's there's some things that when you're watching a superhero movie, just okay, cool. Let's keep going. Let's move on. And I didn't mind it. Yeah, should Wonder Woman have been the one to stab Doomsday? Absolutely. But, okay. I can roll with it. It's cool. Because I came into the movie, and I'm going to just be honest, I came into the movie wanting Batman to be justified. And he was justified in the Ultimate Cut, so I'm happy. And Diana Prince, Wonder Woman, was awesome, so I'm cool. But that's really all I have to say. It was definitely an improvement. I really enjoyed it. And I'm really looking forward to seeing it and getting into the bonus features because there is a ton, and getting my physical copy in a couple of weeks. That being said, like I said, there's really nothing else I can say. I'm not really doing a private edit. I think everything has been solved. And just a little note, a little house cleaning before we sign off. I'm not doing a review for Purge Election Year. I am not doing a review for Purge Election Year. I walked out of that movie yesterday. I recommend that nobody go see that movie. It was absolutely awful. It went against everything that I believe in, and I felt compelled to leave, and I did. And my cousins and I went to see it, and we all walked out of that movie. It was awful. Please don't see that movie. Don't give that movie any money. It really does not deserve it. Go save your money for Suicide Squad, okay? Alrighty. With that said, this has been Movie Critic Rob with the Movie Channel. And as always, I'm signing off.